living in a world where people are saying to us, come over here, come over here. Let's go there, let's go there. Join this political party, join that political party. Go to this church, go to that church. Accept this God, accept that God. You know what? Sometimes I don't want to go to your stuff. I just want to be nowhere. I'm going to talk about nowhere. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm Ed Montgomery, aka Dr. Ed. Thank you so much for being with me today. I am the spiritual leader of Abundant Life Cathedral, Abundant Life Center in the city of Katy, Texas. If you're ever looking for where we are, I call that my day job. And also the host of Vintage Wisdom. Vintage Wisdom is about catching the grapes at their right space. Not big, juicy clusters of grapes, but when they're during lean years, not so good years, when the grapes are not so big, but it is said that they make the best wine. Well, this wine is what I call fresh new wine. What Jesus talked about is new wine in new wineskins. You don't want it in old wineskins because the fermentation will make it break. This new wine is expanding. It is expanding our thought, expanding our consciousness. So come on in, come on, pull your chair up, have a seat. I'll pour you some of this new wine. But before we start, make sure you hit like or whatever yours has, thumbs up, subscribe. YouTube, we need your subscriptions. Come on in. There's some of you already in, but I need your likes. Some of you are watching this video later on. Need your likes. Also hit the share and share with other people because that expands our reach. They're trying to hide us on some of these mediums and algorithms. And also hit your comment. Let me know where you're watching this from, not where you live, but where you're watching this from. What city if you're in, other than Houston, and other than the state of Texas. You know those things I always ask you to do. I think when I'm out sometimes and going in different places, different restaurants and in grocery stores, walking up and down the aisles, and just different places that you run errands and things of that sort. And people will meet you, and if they know you, they say, "Hey, Dr. Ed," or they hear me on the radio, do a radio show in Houston every Monday. And they will say, "Hey, listen, when you get a chance, come on over to my space." They said, "Come over to my church." I said, "Well, I really don't have time for that. I mean, what I do on Sunday." Then they'll say, "Well, I have a restaurant. Come visit my restaurant." Okay, you got some good food. Or they may say, "I have this or I have that." And people are always inviting you to go see this movie, go do that, go that. And then they'll, who are you voting for? Knock on the door. A lot of things. But sometimes I just don't want to hear all that. I know. Does that mean you're getting older? But I think there's some of you younger people, that you get tired of hearing all that too. Really what you want, you don't want to be somewhere else doing some other thing. You just want to be nowhere. Okay? Yes, you just want to be nowhere. I don't want to think about nothing. I don't want to figure nothing out. I want to just stop for a moment and be nowhere. Now, that sounds like you're retreating from life. That sounds like you don't want to be sociable. You know what I mean? Have you ever had people, well, you're not a very sociable person. In other words, you need to interact. You need to get out there. You need to be sociable. Sometimes I don't want to be sociable. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe is that the definition of old? Sometimes one of my most exciting moments in life is DoorDash. DoorDash. You want DoorDash? Do I want DoorDash? And I say, what does DoorDash have? And if I really want to make it really exciting, this is a good Friday night, you want to make it really exciting, is you find a DoorDash with a place that you've never been to that might have a different taste, different restaurant. DoorDash. And so I know for some, maybe there was a time I was ready to get out and, oh, I'm going to this restaurant, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be there. But I just want to try something new and wait till it comes and I'll sit at home and I'll say, this is good. This is good. This is absolutely delicious. And I'll remember that place. And then I might sit down and watch Harry Potter. This is what I call nowhere. Here's what nowhere really is. It is almost a type of meditation. And it's almost a type of what I call a mindful meditation. And this is going to be so important in helping me and you keep our sanity. How many want to take the pledge? That's the Boy Scouts. But how many want to take the pledge to maintain your sanity? I want to maintain my sanity. How can I maintain my sanity? Number one, I call it mindful meditation. And I have to practice this. Mindful meditation, in my simplistic teaching, when I teach certain classes, when I counsel certain people in this, I teach it very simple. Imagine you got two pairs of scissors right there at your ears, not on your ears, but near your ears. And as thoughts come in, snip them, cut them down. Thoughts come in another way, cut it down. Just snip, snip. They're imaginary snippers, scissors. If a thought gets through, allow it to get through. Smile at it, and then tell it goodbye. So number one, we're looking at mindful meditation. Mindful meditation is being aware that there are things around you, but learning, practicing how to become in your own space while there are other things going on all around you. It's not easy. It takes practice. And the way you practice it, if you can do it for 30 seconds, just snip those thoughts. If you can do it for 60 seconds, snip those thoughts. If you get up in the morning, if I can do this for 90 seconds, snip those thoughts. You're practicing to be in a space where you are literally nowhere. And there are other things that you can do. Once you snip the thoughts, you have to learn how to go inward. You have to learn how to quiet the storms around you. So number one is that mindful meditation. Number two, here's another thing for nowhere. It's when troubles come. That's right. We're not living in a world where if I find Jesus, all my troubles will be over. And I won't need them. And after a while, I'm going to a place. Okay, listen. I grew up knowing that, hearing that. I grew up with it. And every now and then, hallelujah, I understand it. But when I was a child, I spoke as a child. You've heard me say it. I thought as a child. I understood as a child. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. But when I came face to face with myself, I learned to put away childish things. Because I learned how to see myself as the eternal, the creator of the universe sees me. See myself as the creator sees me. I'm exchanging eyesight with the creator. And what this is, this kind of thought process is realizing that I have grown up to understand that the spaces I am in, it's all right, trouble will come. Storms will increase. The waves will rock your boat from side to side. But you learn to do something. Here it is. You learn to disappear your trouble. What? Takes practice. You learn how to disappear it. Number 3. Nowhere can be in your darkest moment. Everything does not need to be in the light. Just because it's dark does not mean you're in a bad place. See, we're in a place where people consider everything that's dark or consider everything that's dark as bad. No. Being in the dark, you learn to conquer your fear of it. And you realize that darkness is where God can talk. Be still and know that I am God. Think of Psalms 91. Psalms 90, 91. You can read both of them. It talks about being hidden in God, in the darkness, where there's nothing holding on to, where you are literally nowhere. And it is in your nowhere, if you learn how to live in that space, you begin to understand who you are in the darkness and how you will show up in the light when other people see you. Jesus used to talk about it. Pray in the darkness. Pray in the closet. Pray in the secret. And God rewards you. The Father, the source of all things, rewards you openly. Nowhere is not a bad space. Sometimes you got to go nowhere to get yourself together. And then when you get yourself together, then go somewhere. And you'll find your love life. You'll find your relationships. All that other stuff will get good to you. Bye. Let me break in here for a second. I want to tell you a little secret. There is something I used to do. It was commodity trading. And they used to have something on the list called winter wheat. I never knew what it was, never paid any attention to it, because in my northern background, all I saw in the winter was hard ground, snow. How could anything grow? Well, I learned different. I learned that winter wheat was something that was planted around the fall, around September, October. And when it was planted, they didn't just throw the seed out there on the ground. Of course, it would be too hard. But they drilled down into the earth and almost like planted them one by one. Now, when the snow came and the winter came, it would go dormant. But when the spring came, it would come up again. And they would harvest it around that time. Winter wheat. In other words, there are things in our lives that we plant in times when people think they won't grow. There's a number 9 that I believe symbolizes finality. It symbolizes harvest. It symbolizes the end of something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, you start all over again. This is 2024. 2, 2, 4 equals 8, new beginnings. But watch this. You can plant during the new beginnings, but you can't eat the harvest until later. When you plant something, it takes time. Sometimes it's dormant. Sometimes there's a winter. Sometimes you feel like everything is shut down, just like the earth is shut down in the winter. But you know what? Spring is coming. A different kind of growth is about to take place. So what you thought was not going to happen is going to happen. It's a seed that you plant in the earth. the seed and the need. The need is in the seed, and the seed is in the need. So whatever it is that you need, and whatever needs you see around you, plant it. It might be $9.90. It might be, for those of you who have it, and people have it, it might be $90.90, or it might be $99.90, whatever. Put a 9 in that offering. It might just be $9. Whatever it is, take the time. Plant it now. You can call the number. You can text to give. People love it. 713-742-2035. That's 713-742-2035. Or you can go to myalc.org. I love myalc.org. It's safe. It's secure. And you can hit that donate button, smash it, crash it, hit it. Let it be known that you're there. And you will see how to do it. Look, there are a lot of needs around in this world. There's going to be a lot of issues coming up. It's going to look like everything is lying dormant. But remember, if you put your seed in the ground, it's already coming up while you're not thinking about it. In the wintertime, it's not the heat from the sun outside that will grow this seed. Guess what? It's going to be the warmth of the sun inside that will make this seed come to life. It's going to be a warmth, like warm oil inside of you. Give, you'll feel it, and it will make a difference not only in the lives of others, but also in your life. All right? We love you. Stay blessed. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, smash it, crash it. Let us know you're there.